to discuss various aspects of life, may it be single parenting, may it be living with disability. Keep tuned. In today's forum, we shall be sharing about student life and leadership, and we shall be having Reverend Godfrey Gakuru, who is a passionate and charismatic preacher of the Word of God, an author, a gospel artist, and an entrepreneur. He is also experienced in leadership training and has shared in several forums, both nationally and internationally. Thank you so much, viewer. Welcome to MIBS TV. This is Life Circle Show with me, Anne Kirote, and today we have an amazing guest in studio. We're going to be discussing more about childhood, more about what students needs. Okay, more of students, let me say, and we shall be understanding what are some of the issues that they go through and how best can you solve them. You're following us live on Facebook at Mary Institute of Business Studies. Leave your comment, then share with your friends, because we shall be engaging more of the youths today. We shall see who is our guest and learn more from him. Hello sir, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome so much to MIBS TV.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you'll turn to that camera and talk to the viewer out there and introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Anne. My name is Reverend Godfrey Gakuru. I am working right now as a chaplain. Methodist sponsored schools, Miadene schools cluster, that is Tigania. Yes, and that is my name.
Yeah. Wow, I'm so glad to have you in studio today, sir. Okay. And so, how starting? You said you're a chaplain.
Yes.
Is someone out there who don't know what is the work of a chaplain? Yes. So you can probably explain to us.
Thank you so much. First of all, it's good to understand that being a chaplain, the first meaning of I think the whole essence of the title chaplain, first means you must be a clergy, you must be a reverend, okay, a clergy in other words, so that when you are a clergy, and then what gives you the name chaplain now is the attachment or the station to an institution. For example, maybe you can be any institution, for example, hospital, for example, university, colleges, institutions like this. I think MIBS is coming there very soon to having a chaplain. Maybe schools, high schools, like I'm doing in high schools, primary schools. Like me, I do combined. I have high schools and primary schools.
Wow.
Yes.
And you say that it's Miadene, right?
Miadene schools cluster. We call them cluster because they're schools within one region. Yes.
So does it mean that you can't go to any other school probably outside that box?
Okay, for now, because I work under Methodist, instructions to work within the 5 schools. Officially, that is my official assignment.
Yes.
But of course, I can maybe go to other schools for invitation, like maybe giving motivational talks, mentorship programs, because I've done so many. We have done for Girls, we have done for my workers and other places. So I'm not limited, but in terms of assignment, my duties by my employer. So I must be limited to where I am serving, because those are eventually the people that I serve. Yes.
Wow, and now you say that you have to be a clergy, right?
Yes.
What did you really mean?
I mean, first of all, for you to be a chaplain like me, you are a pastor. A clergy is a minister. Okay. So that now from the clergy, you are trained for chaplaincy. For that specific ministry. It's because there are dimensions of chaplain that you find that are somehow unique from the normal pastoral. So first of all, you must be a pastor. For example, for more clarification, we have the church lay preachers, we have the church members. So you cannot just take somebody who is not a pastor then make them a chaplain. Even if he is in charge of anything, even BOM chair or whatever, he's not a clergy, cannot qualify to be a chaplain. Maybe a matron, maybe a mentor, but a chaplain wants to be a clergy.
Wow, and that is so amazing. So at least for people out there who wish to be chaplain, so I hope viewer you heard you need to be a clergy, so get born again.
Yes, especially for students. You know, with this TV, of course, in most cases it targets the students. Even when you're doing mentorship, they need to know for you to be a chaplain like me, you have to be a clergy. So they work with the church where either a priest, I mean that's a clergy is a priest. Then from there the priest will you specialize your, for example, you do counseling being one of your key areas in studies. Yes.
Wow. And so let me ask you, did these things start when you were young, or it's just something that came up when you were old? Wakati uko mkubwa sasa hivi.
I think the first thing that I could say is that I have a passion for mentorship.
Yes.
I am young, yes, but I think as time is going, as I'm growing older, from like now, I won't say my age, but I think I have a lot of passion for mentorship.
Wow.
And the reason is because of the life and how I grew up. There are a lot of challenges. I struggled a lot to be what I am. So every time I see a young person, I see a great thing and as a great seed in the person. So I always aspire to make people grow. So through that mentorship, as I've been serving, because I've been serving as a clergy, I've been in churches, in charge of churches, because my first station was in Kisii town, covering Migori area. That is 2015. And I came, I was serving under another minister, under Superintendent Minister Reverend Caro, in my town for 3 years. So my second station after my first station was purely mission. And gone there for mission. The church was growing, but I had gone there to grow the church. You see, so I was serving just like a pastor. So when I came for another second station in my town, this time I was stationed as a youth pastor. And my letter was very specific. I was a youth pastor stroke junior church ministry pastor. So I had 2 ministries, concentrate on the young people, the children, the younger ages, and then the young people, of course, the youth. So from there now I served for 3 years. When I was serving in my St. Joseph Church for 3 years, Bishop Alice gave me a honor and appointed me through the council of the church elects at the synod level to be the patron of this youth in Nyambene Synod. We cover the whole of Nyambene area. We go to Mutule, whatever you mention in Nyambene. So I was covering all the churches. I was in charge of the youth. So I remember we have been doing conferences. Like the last conference we ended in 2018, we had over 1,500 young people coming together in the Gembe Boys.
Wow.
So and this time we invite musicians like Kahura, people like Paul Moy, and so I think that's how now my gift in mentorship and youth, passion for youth, was manifested. And then our presiding bishop now realized that I have a gift for these young people and the mission and the passion for that. Because also even my third station again, when I was serving in Limbiri, this town around here, I was again stationed as a youth pastor. You know, a secretary minister but a youth pastor. So my main work again was on youth. You see, and then we worked so closely with Reverend Reverend Ben Inguli, who is in charge of Kaga Synod as now as the youth patron, helping him here and there, and also working together with Reverend Dennis Moriongi at the conference level, where we have been able to do conferences. Now we have invited Mr. Nyaga to share in them. These conferences we called, the first one was Tunami's Experience 1, we have Tunami's Experience 2. We partnered and worked together even today with Reverend Dennis Modungi, who is the youth coordinator. So in the youth ministry, I'm part and parcel of it, and I'm passionate about it. So because of all this, then the presiding bishop sees worthy to give me a honor to be in charge of the schools in Miadene schools. And that is now how my career in ministry, in youth ministry, grew to where I am today.
Wow.
Yes.
I love what you're doing because even sometimes back I listened to your preaching and it was really powerful. You're so blessed. So going to where you now started, how did everyone take it? Probably your parents, your friends, when you became the chaplain. How was their take?
You know, for those who have seen me in early stages of life, I have a testimony of who I am. In fact, I usually say, if I don't serve the young people, serve in the kingdom of God, it would be like a mockery, because people have seen me serve God from when I was in class 3. You remember those public schools, because I studied in a public school, a day school, and in standard 3 I couldn't go for PPI. Remember the PPI?
Yeah, sure.
So imagine I could be invited from one primary school for PPI, you know that is lesson 1.
Yes.
Every Friday. From one school to another school. And that time I was in standard 3, remember, in the Kinyaza. You know, the short Kinyaza. So imagine here the guest preacher coming. I remember that time what I could afford is that we called Gideon's Bible, the New Testament only. So all my sermons were in the New Testament. Because I could not afford buying another Bible. Of course, I could either go to the school, borrow the bigger Bible, read and make notes. But that Gideon's Bible is what I could use for all my sermons from when I was in primary to class around class 8, when my brother bought me the Bible. So from that now, Even my parents have seen the passion, the community have seen the passion. Those even as I was joining Methodist ministry, people have seen the passion. So there was not an amazement when I was posted or stationed to be a chaplain where I am serving right now.
Wow,
yes.
That was so good. You know,
yes.
The reason why I asked that question, most of the people really face critics.
Yes.
Yeah, and but I am so happy that they took it positive.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, viewer. This is Life Circle Show. We have Godfrey in studio. We are sharing about life as a student and what are the challenges they pass through. And we shall be back right after the break with more.
Did you know that it's now easy to turn your skills and talents into income? MIBS College of Entrepreneurship offers special training programs that qualify students to join and as you learn workshops. Here, they apply their skills, talents, and creativity to solve clients' problems. Besides interacting with the clients, they learn key skills such as customer service and retention, hence preparing them to be great CEOs and business partners. The income they generate from the workshops helps for their upkeep, hence reducing over-reliance from the parents and guardians. Registration for the next intake is ongoing online at www.meruinstitute.ac.ke or call 0720-967-249. MIBS College, turning talents and skills into income. Welcome to Chester's Computers. We are the leading ICT product supplier in the region. Our products range from laptops, desktops, printers, CCTV, networking equipment, children laptops, computer accessories, among others. We are also developers of customized websites and online business softwares. All our products are affordable, genuine, and warranty is provided. We are located in Meru, opposite Kamunde Hall, next to Centenary Circle. You can reach us on 0724-721-957 or 0723-826-181. View our products and shop online via our website www.chesterscomputers.co.ke. Chester's Computers, we are reliable and responsive.
Welcome again. This is Life Circle Show with me and Kirote, and we still have Godfrey in studio, and we're sharing about life as a student and what are some of the challenges that they do face and how best to solve them. We shall now continue with our questions because I know you're following us at Meru Institute of Business Studies, leaving your comment and sharing with your friends. Back to you, Mr. Godfrey.
Thank you.
So how do you probably qualify to serve as a chaplain?
Okay, pleasure. Being a chaplain, said number one, you must be a clergy.
Yeah.
And the title reverend, because now I'm a reverend, a chaplain. The word reverend, many people don't understand the meaning of the word reverend. It's not just a pastoral name. It is a pastoral name plus the academic part of it. Because for you to be a reverend, you must be trained. That is, means you must be educated in that line of either doctrines, that is, you have gone to a university.
Yeah.
So I qualify by having gone to Kenya Methodist University and studying for 4 years, where I did bachelor's of theology and religious studies, where we did, of course, much of counseling, and I've also gone for a lot of training for counseling in counseling perspective. So I qualify for that because every minister, especially being called a reverend, is not just being like a pastor. It's an academic word. You are a pastor and then you are trained, then you qualify to be a reverend. Yes.
Wow, I think I'm getting encouraged with what you're sharing.
Yes.
I feel that I also need to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pleasure.
That will come later. Yeah,
Most
so
welcome.
Mr. Godfrey,
Yes.
now you say that you deal with also the schools that you've been assigned to.
Yes.
So let me ask this question: what is the biggest challenge that you found probably in students that have been sharing their issues to you?
Okay, there are three dimensions or responsibilities, not responsibilities as such, but areas of chaplaincy.
Yes.
One is a little bit professional, where as a chaplain I represent the church.
Yeah.
For example, if you are a Methodist and they are Methodist sponsored school, you cannot be a chaplain in Anglican sponsored school or Catholic sponsored schools. because I represent, number one, the sponsor. The sponsor is the Methodist Church in Kenya.
Yeah.
So being a chaplain, number one, professionally represent the church that I serve.
Yeah.
So I can do little bit of administration work where I represent either the schools, those who permit me for BOM and all that. So we have that perspective. Number two, we have now the real duties of a chaplain, because those are not real duties, those are honors and privileges we serve. But of course, I'm answerable to the church. That's why it becomes a little bit professional.
Yes.
So let's go to the other roles. The other role is the main role is counseling.
Yes.
The main role of a chaplain is purely counseling. But we have other roles like mentorship.
Yeah.
You know, mentorship is more of counseling, because mentorship is when you become like the father, and then you have to guide now. You have to so in counseling perspective, you don't just pose issues and demands.
Yeah.
You only suggest. One of my other roles as a chaplain is career guidance and life skill. So those are the main areas that I concentrate on as a chaplain, and many other things. Chaplainess has a lot. Remember, also I'm a pastor, so besides all that, I remain a pastor to the school.
Yes.
I remain a pastor to the students, the staff, the parents, and even the non-teaching staff and the teaching staff.
Yes.
So being a chaplain, I have to remain constant in my calling, because that is my main role. That is why I'm not a teacher chaplain.
Yeah.
I'm a pastor chaplain.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, now that you've been dealing with students, I understand that you've come across various kinds of students. So what are the main challenges that students are facing, or the issues?
Yes, the main challenges of students are issues like depression. We have peer pressure, and we have drug and substance abuse. And of course, career, I've said again, career, where some students are not sure of what they will become, or pupils, what they will become, as well as when they're in primary school. So when we begin with the depression, many students go through depression. Depression may be out of many things. One may be poor performance. Poor performance can lead to depression, where somebody is feeling not worth. Maybe there are even those who feel like I don't need to be in school if I cannot perform, but the circumstances, the situations are forcing them to be in school. So in the process, we realize the student is depressed. The other source of depression is family challenges. Many students tend to carry family challenges at home. Not even family challenges alone, even family anxieties. Maybe you live a very comfortable life at home, and then you're in school, you feel like you're in prison, and you are not in the real environment that you want to be in at that time, especially at teenage. So depression can come out of so many other things. The other source of depression could be lack. Maybe the students struggling with the fees, struggling with issues. Girls have some more needs than men, and so you realize a student may be depressed when she realizes that I'm not able to achieve this and this. Then just what am I doing in school? The other aspect of depression, again, remember, peer pressure can also lead to depression. Because pressure, you can be pressurized because one student is performing better than you, one student is living a better life than you, coming from a better background than you. So all those can lead to depression. Remember also, drug and substance abuse can lead to depression. As much as it's part also of what I do, it's also very important to know that depression can also come out of drug and substance abuse. So those are the main areas. Let's go to, after depression, let me go to peer pressure. Peer pressure comes also as an influence from, peer means people that you are of either age mate or in the same, like maybe you are working, Annie is working in media station, you are your colleagues, so we can call those people your peers. You see, student versus student. There are things other students do that influence the others. So that is peer. When we talk about peer pressure, wanting to do what other people do, in most cases on the negative side. So when we come to the other last, this concerns everyone, because if you're not infected, you are affected. So if one student is using drugs in school, it may affect the whole system of the academics. For example, it will affect the academics of the. For example, one student using drugs may decide to destroy the school through fire. In the process, then he will mess up with the studies. Everything will mess up. So one student. So drug and substance abuse affects all of us. the staff, the teachers, the parents,
Yeah.
and even the students who are performing well, who are not in drug and substance abuse. So those are some of the areas to deal with as a chaplain.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, looking on these issues, at some point you find that students are really in so much, and you talk to them. Now, apart from talking to them, what else do you engage them to probably to take away what is bothering them?
Much of what you do, as said again, in guidance is where you sit down with the students, you share together issues, and in counseling we listen more, and then the client speaks more. So in such a case, you are able to work with the student one-on-one. For example, there's one of the students I've been guiding and of course counseling, and the issues were relating to her and the parents.
Yes.
And right now, because the still students are able to connect with me even when we are at home, and even the teachers, I have a good message that the students right now, because she's at home, she's able to discover herself, and life is really changing.
Yes.
So I didn't push her to changing, but with the time now, I'm seeing the result right now. So I'm able to work with a student. But remember, they also, because they are young, because I also deal with the primary school, there are levels where you now become, you give the guidance, because sometimes you don't allow the student to make every decision. There are times when you need not to help, because of course they may be taking the wrong direction. That's why I talked about mentorship. When you are a mentor, is where you tell somebody, I can see your gifts, you are gifted in this, so why don't you think of this? If it is upon their choice. But no, that is mentorship. You're able to tell somebody, or you're able to rebuke as a mentor. This is not right, but rebuke in a good way, and possibly with good words. The other part of it, of course, with all this, you also do look at career. You can see, you may find confused students, because you can also give them a guideline. Whether you're good in mathematics or good in physics, and also have to do my research and see if your student is good in sciences, what are the best areas for that students, and then you partner with the teachers. And remember, every school has guidance and counseling department. So I work one-on-one, and in most of the schools, my office is in guidance and counseling department. So we work together as a team. As a chaplain, then we're able to consult widely, and then we're able to guide the student. There are students who need personal counseling, and there are students who need a kind of a team or a group counseling, where we can come up as counselors, chaplain stroke other staff who work together in the counseling department, and we're able to listen and share with the students as a team. Yes.
Wow, I love that.
Yes.
Now on that line of counseling the students, are there some challenges that you've come across you personally now when dealing with these issues?
Yes, there are issues. One is that when you are counseling, especially girls, they are okay. I wouldn't say you, I would say they are. Naturally, women, girls are emotional.
Yes.
So, of course, crying in your hands, in your office, and at times you have nothing to do. So it becomes very challenging. You also feel it, and maybe somebody is very desperate. Of course, men also do cry. So it is a challenge to me, because of course, looking at what you are mentoring and all that, you sometimes wonder what to do. But of course, because we are trained and we are prayerful women of God, we are able to guide. You can also seek for reinforcement, because you work with the department. Seek for reinforcement. I can see this one, okay, it's too much for me to handle, then I can seek a partner. Maybe you can also seek a partner of the same sex. If I'm counseling a girl, I'm able to check on a teacher who is counseling department, who is a lady, and then I can connect, so they're able to even express herself so much. There are times, sometimes when somebody is going through so much and needs somewhere to lay her shoulder or his shoulder. So getting a lady for her will help even recover and even walk a journey. For that.
Wow.
Yes.
And now, as we come to the conclusion of our show,
Yes.
let me ask, what is the biggest achievement that you've made as far as chaplainship is concerned?
Okay, my greatest achievement is positive response from the people I've mentored, and the results. When I talk to, for example, I know of students that have recovered from getting grade D's, E's, and they're doing well. Because one of the main role of counseling as a chaplain is towards academic performance, and number two, self-discovery for future and choice of careers. So my counseling is geared towards change of life, but more so making sure that the result of counseling is better performance.
Yeah.
So after years, the student has gone through counseling, has performed well. So my greatest achievement is seeing students do well. We meet in the field when they are out of school and they are telling me I was here and I've done well. Otherwise, apart from counseling and ministry now, I do business, and also this one also helped me to do a lot of mentorship outside to young people, students who are in career, like those who are in Meru business of Meru Institute of Business Studies. You meet around there. You know, I remember one of your students who was a student leader, Vincent from Maua, was my son. I used to mentor him in Maua St. Joseph Church, and so he was able to achieve a lot.
Okay, so Mr. Godfrey, let me ask. You said that there's some other things that you do. So apart from ministry, do you have that other thing that you do?
Maybe for living. Okay, yes, for living. Apart from ministry, 2 years ago, I registered a company or a business called Gakuru Dharaka Pure Honey. I got we are registered, we are legal, we have the Kenya Bureau of Standards permission, the documents and everything. Our honey get tested per year. So I do that work. I'm currently the managing director of that company. The company is called Dharaka Bee Farming Company Limited, but the business name is Gakuru Dharaka Pure Honey. So we supply to hotels, we supply to supermarkets, and we also do sales around Kenya. And we have our agents and people we partner with, Nairobi, Nakuru. We supply and then they do sales there, and we are doing well. Apart from that also, this one not out of ministry, not for living. There's another part of ministry that is not for living. I also do music, and I'm also an author. That is not away from ministry. So what is away from ministry is business. But also business is in ministry because it is supporting ministry. You know, like we must get transport to come to a place like this one for a show like this. After this one, you have to get out, and before you get home, at least you have to get somewhere and get lunch. So when you do business, this we're able to support. So we don't, like when we have a show, we have to demand an institution like this one to give us transport. So when we're able to work off time, we can get something for living. So part of what I also do apart from chaplaincy, the full-time ministry is I do music. I did my first music in 2009 when I was in Form 3. So don't count my years again, I said. Okay, that is 2009. And the good thing is that I studied in St. Luke's Boys High School, where I'm still the chaplain. So see how mentorship is connecting. You see, I was a student. I did my KCSE there. So apart from music, I'm also an author. I've done a book called Understanding Your Kingdom Rights. I'm not coming with the books today, but next time we shall come for that show. We shall share together. So I do all those things together, and God has been faithful to whatever we do, and He has been gracious unto this far.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Godfrey. And now that we've come to the end of our show, I would like you to look at that camera and within some, probably 30 seconds, just say something to the person out there.
Okay, thank you. To the people out there, Reverend Godfrey Gakuru wants to inspire you that you can do a lot, especially young people, because this show was geared towards young people, because I know chaplaincy touches the student. I want to encourage them, those who are at home, especially at a time like now, be careful, take care of your dreams, own your visions, and please make sure that you are faithful and obedient. To other people out there, I want to encourage you and tell you that with God all things are possible. Work hard, seek God, and use your talent and your gifts, because you will be accountable. May God bless you, may God take care of you, and may God increase you and lift you even as we continue partnering together with us in the ministry. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to our studio today.
Amen.
Viewer, thank you. This has been Life Circle Show with me and Kirote. We've shared a lot more about student life and what are the challenges they face and what should be done and what are some of the things that they should do so that they can overcome those